Mr. Dysh.
Yes, oh my God, I'm so happy to be back. It's a it's a new day, it's a new dawn, and I'm feeling. Hi, Jennifer Hudson, this is my girlfriend. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Anyway, I have a surprise topic for the cast members. They do not know what it is, and I just want to know, since we're doing this show and we're trying to be positive for the young people and we want to be a positive influence in the gay community, I just want to toss around the table. Growing up, I'm sure that we all have been around some bad family members. We've had bad family members in our family that did some bad things and we wanted to disown those family members. And also, you know, being in the gay community, there are a lot of bad influences around the gay community. So I want to know, how would we handle the situations when we have family members that we wanted to disown, and now that we're in the gay community, do we have family members that we want to disown, and what do we do when we run across those type of people?
What do you mean disown? You mean just don't associate with?
Yeah, don't associate with. You want to just, you know, put them out.
Because I don't think you can disown them. Because you really don't own them.
But not associate with them.
Okay. So,
Oh, I guess she laughed. Why you laughing, girl?
because it's probably a surprise to her, this topic. Oh.
All right. No, the reason I want to do it because, you know, it's just like with the shooting that happened in Arizona. It's just like these parents knew that this child had some bad behavioral problems, but they didn't address that, you know, openly. So it's just like we all have people that we are around that have, you know, problems, and we see them when they have destructive behavior. So why do we wait until, you know, somebody do something as heinous as, you know, shooting 19 people before we decide to speak up? Oh yeah, this person, I saw this person used to do this, and this person used to do that, and this person used to do this, but now all of a sudden this person has done something that everybody deems as bad, but nobody reached out to that person, knowing that this person had all those type of, you know.
Oh, I think things like that change when, like how we spoke on an episode last week, I think, about how times change. That is when the sense of community to me was gone. You understand? Whereas it was okay if the lady down the street saw you doing something wrong and she reprimanded you about it and then reported it to your parents. Now parents are so, don't say that to my child or this and another. So the sense of community and everything is, the government has taken discipline out of the school system. And if you try to discipline your child, they want to visit you and tell you how to raise your child. So that now you people are doing punishments like taking away toys and games and this and that. That's no punishment. Sometimes you need to actually, you know, discipline your child with a spanking.
And then also this was a topic that I wanted to talk about like weeks ago, but we didn't get to talk about it because one week we were snowed in, and then also after we were snowed in when we didn't take, but then last week we weren't snowed in, but you all take. But anyway,
ladies.
There was also when I watched Oprah Winfrey's masterclass with Maya Angelou, and Maya Angelou made the statement when she said that, you know, I'm a human being, and being a human being, I know that if any human being, you know, do a heinous act, however heinous it is, by me being a human being, I have to let myself know that I'm capable of doing the same thing. So, you know, I was also, you know, moved when she made that statement, because it's just like we see people who commit murder, we see people who, you know, rape people, we see people who do all types of, you know, senseless crimes, but then we'll see them on the news and we'll say, I'll never do that because my mama taught me better. I'll never do that because, you know, I respect other people like that. But when Maya Angelou said, yes, I am capable of doing that because that's a human being and I'm a human being.
When we did kind of mention that too, I think for me, when you talk about disowning someone or not disowning someone, for me, when you love someone, it's a conscious thing that you do. That's a decision that you make. So for when you love someone, just because they do something that disappoints you or hurts you, it doesn't necessarily take away that love. You still love that person. You may not like what they did, but you still love that person. So for me, that being said, I don't see myself really disowning someone. I may be disappointed in, you know, some things that they did, but to disown them Once I've decided I love you, I love you. And I can't just turn that off. I can't just not love you anymore because you did something.
And to me, I think it depends on the situation,
right,
or what they done. I don't, because certain things cause for different actions. So I can't just say I'm gonna stop talking to someone if this is someone who I say I love, and you're supposed to love family unconditionally and all this type of stuff. You might be mad at them or not want to talk to them for a while, but to say I disown them, I don't know. It depends on the situation.
What were you going to say?
Well, I'm a type of person. I'm a realist. If you continue to do the same thing over and over, and I try to assist you and aid you, and I see that there's no help for me to help, I probably will love you from a distance. But if it goes to the point of, if you're putting someone in danger, if you're putting my life in danger, things of that nature, I probably will just remove myself or remove you from, my surroundings of you altogether. I'm just big on respect.
It sounds like we're saying the same thing. Basically, we still love them. Just because you don't talk to someone, in my opinion, doesn't mean that you don't love them anymore. It just, you should govern yourself accordingly. If somebody's doing something that's dangerous, and you feel that you need to get away, then that's probably the best thing to do.
Tough love.
But the thing is, if everybody, or the majority of the people that are positive in this person's life, and everybody that's going to deal with this person you're going to sit this person over here, I'm not going to be around you because you have these characteristics that I don't agree with. So then they come to Naisha, I'm not going to be around you because you have these characteristics in you that I don't agree with. They come to Raquel, I'm not going to be around you. So this person is put into a situation where they're all around the people that are like them. So how are we going to expect these people to change when they all hang around?
They went around the table. And if all of us telling them the same thing, by the fourth person, they should have got something. Or that person should have seen some change.
But then you say we're not giving up on them.
We're not.
So, but we're not allowing them to be in our circle.
Before they left Jason and came to me, how many times did Jason try to help them?
I don't know.
Okay, but then they came to me. I tried to help them. So by the time they get to Naisha, between Jason and myself, they should have gotten something. And this should be a change.
Oh, no, they ain't not going to get to me.
Oh, they're not going to get to you?
They're not going to get to me. If they've done that to Jason, they've done that to you, I'm not exempt from that already. So for me to think it's going to be a different, no, I'm not.
So it's not like you turned your
So
back.
you would disown them then?
So right.
No, I'm not going to disown them.
Because you're going by the way they treat them around there.
I'm just not going to put myself in there. Who is that? Are we ringing on the set?
Yeah, that's yours.
Sound like it.
I think that's Pam. Let me check that.
But anyway, it's just like you're not. And another reason that I want to talk about this is because I was in a situation with my real family, where my brother, he was on drugs real bad. And so to see what, and me looking at a person that's been on drugs from the outside, looking in, when I go past people and I see somebody on the street, so I see somebody getting high at the club, or I see somebody, just strung out on drugs, walking the street, you say, oh, child, this person on drugs. So it's just like, it put a different face on it when it attacked my family. And then to see what it done to my family, like my mother and my father, my sisters and my niece and nephew and all that, to see what it done to my family, then what it did to my family. So I had a new respect for it, because there was a time when I wanted my brother, I would rather my brother, to be honest, I said, God, just take him away. Because what he was putting my family through, I felt that my mother would be better off if my brother just died. So then it's just like my mother never gave up on my brother. And then after I thought about the situation for a while, it was like, well, if my brother had died, that would have devastated my mother, even more so than, him being on drugs. And then it's just like she was comfortable with him going in and out of jail. So it's just like, what does that do to a parent for them to be more comfortable than for their child to be in jail than to be at home? And then I talked to my mom about it. She said, well, at least I knew where he was. But when he was out here and he was doing all that, I didn't know where he was. And I was worried about him. And the worry is what kills. So then it's just like, that's why I want to talk about this too, is because, I gave up on my brother. But had it not been for my mother, that's my child, not giving up on, I was forced to, pull for my brother. So then it's just like, even in the community, people look up to us. But then the people that look up to us, sometimes we don't allow them in our circle, but we expect them to change. So it's just like, how can we expect them to change? We don't bring them into our circle.
But see, like I said, it depends on the situation. That was your mother's child. She never gave up on him, but I'm sure at some point she pulled back. When he went to jail, she didn't go down there and try to get him out. She was comfortable because she knew where he was. And the thing about with the person that you're trying to help, at some point they have to say, I'm going to love myself. Because if that was his mother and he knew what she was going through, he should have said, let me stop.
And being a realist and dealing with the reality of it, we can't help someone who does not want to help themselves. So back to what I said originally, you still love them and you're there for them. But until they make the decision that I no longer want to indulge in this behavior that is detrimental to me, there's only so much that we can do. I can only tell you so many times, snorting cocaine is bad. Please do not do that. If it doesn't click for you and register and you say, snorting cocaine is bad, I should stop this. Doesn't matter how many times I say it, doesn't matter how much in my circle I allow you to be, until you decide for yourself that this is not something that I want to do anymore. I've done all I can do. That's a choice that you have to make on your own. We can't control what other people do. We can only control what we do. So for me, that's why it is important that I present myself in a way that is positive and that is upstanding, and don't indulge in things like drugs and getting drunk, things that are detrimental to one's character and to one's physical self. I can only control what I do. And I would hope that as you seeing me and being someone that possibly looks up to me would take that as an example and say, I want to do what Jason does, you know.
That's interesting, because I sort of think about, the episode with Oprah and her coming out with her sister last week. How would y'all...
No, that was the week before last.
Well, week before last. Do you look at that as being... like, would you put yourself in that same situation? Like, do you think Oprah would probably want to give up on her mom for not, being forthcoming with the truth? Or do you think she's probably looking at it as her moral obligation, because we have a moral obligation to teach and, like Mario said, have that unconditional love? Because it's sometimes really hard to do that when you're faced with always having to deal with the same issues and the same things with the same kids, or maybe, like you said, with the same family member.
But she also had a sister who she said she put in drug rehab, I think she said twice. So she tried to help them, but with her mother, in the interview, Oprah, to me, was taken up for her mother.
I think it was a clear indication that she had not given up on her.
Right.
And through all the years from her childhood to current day, at Oprah now being 57 or however old she is, I think it's a clear indication that no, she has not given up on her mother. However, I think she has the realization that there is only so much that she can do for her mother until her mother decides that she changes. When she said to her mother, Vernita, you don't have to live in 1963 anymore. It's okay. That's a way of letting her know it's okay. But now if Vernita does not accept that and take heed to that, how much more can Oprah really, realistically do?
And at the same time, I feel that Oprah's reaction probably would have been different had Oprah not went through the situation that she went through when her sister went to the tabloids and told them that she had a baby. Right. Because Oprah also made that statement. She said that, up until now, I looked at her and, I was upset with her about that. But looking at it now, I can see that I could have very well been my mother. Right. And my heart could have been as cold as my mother had my sister not outed me like that. But because my sister outed me, it released me and it freed me. So, yeah, we all go through situations. But, I just was interested in, do we really give up on people when we say that we're there for you and all that?
No, I think we just mad at them for a while.
And I don't even, for me, it's not even anger. To me, it's a realization that, okay, I have exhausted all that I can do. It is now up to you to take the torch and do what you need to do. I can only do so much.
You don't want to lose your peace of mind
because
at a
certain
person, because then you get off track.
And they can kill you right along with them. They can bring you down into it.
If they're on drugs or whatever the situation was, that you are on drugs as well. If someone close to you is on drugs, you are on drugs as well. Because you go through the same things that they're going through. You are worrying about them more so than they're worried about themselves.
But then it's just like, but we do, because we say we all do so much. And after you just showed me that you're going to continue this behavior, then we push back.
You have to push back.
But it's like my mama didn't push back.
Yes,
my mama
did.
didn't push back.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. She did in a different form than how you did.
Your brother got in trouble, before he got booked in, your mother would have been there to try to get him out.